So, when you think of the Tower of London, you probably picture the guards in their famous uniforms, maybe the crown jewels. But behind those ancient stone walls, there's a history so dark, so strange, it honestly makes most horror movies look tame. We're talking about a place that's been a palace, a fortress, and a very, very real prison. And it's holding some unbelievable secrets.
And believe it or not, it all kicks off with this kind of bizarre question. See, this isn't just a saying. It's a real prophecy tied directly to this fortress and a few of its feathered residents. And it's a legend that the British government takes very, very seriously. It's just the first of many secrets we're about to unlock. Okay, first up, let's talk treasure, because inside this fortress sits what is, without a doubt, one of the most valuable collections of, well, bling on the entire planet. The crown jewels. We're talking about a hoard of unimaginable wealth, protected by some serious, serious security. Okay, get ready for this number. 400 million pounds. Now, here's the crazy part. That's not for the whole collection. No way. That's the estimated value of just one single diamond in the collection, the Cullinan Eye. It just gives you a sense of the absolutely staggering scale of what's locked away in there. And this really puts it into perspective. We are talking about more than 23,000 individual gemstones. And it's not just about the money. You know, it's a physical symbol of 1,000 years of British history, all kept under lock and key in one room.
So you have to wonder, has anyone ever been crazy enough to try and steal them? Oh, you bet. Let me introduce you to a guy named Colonel Blood. Back in 1671, this man came incredibly close to just walking out with the crown jewels. He was caught, literally red-handed, but here's where the story gets really weird. Instead of being executed, King Charles II just pardoned him. Why? Nobody knows. It remains a royal secret to this day. All right, moving on from priceless jewels to, well, something completely different. For a solid 600 years, the tower wasn't just a vault. It was also a cage for some of the world's most exotic and dangerous animals. It was basically London's first zoo. I mean, just look at this timeline. Long before there was a London Zoo, the tower had lions, it had tigers, it even had an elephant that was a gift to the king. But the image that just breaks my brain is from the 1200s. A polar bear. A royal pet polar bear kept on a long leash so it could go for a swim and catch its own dinner in the River Thames. Can you even imagine seeing that? So we've had treasure, we've had a zoo, and now the vibe is about to get a whole lot darker. Because for all its history, the tower is perhaps most famous for the people who checked in, but never really checked out. And I'm not kidding. Many people who study the paranormal will tell you straight up that the Tower of London is the single most haunted location in all of Britain. And when you think about its history, the torture, the executions, the royal betrayals, it's not really that surprising, is it? With so many potential spirits wandering these grounds, there's one that stands out above all the rest. Her story is one of the most tragic and well-known in all of English history. And here she is, Anne Boleyn, the second wife of the infamous King Henry VIII. He had her executed right there, inside the tower, on his own orders. And for centuries, guards and visitors have sworn they've seen her ghost. A headless figure, they say, still wandering the grounds near the very spot where she lost her life. And that brings us all the way back to where we started, back to those birds. This isn't just some cute, quaint tradition. This is a dead serious prophecy that connects a handful of ravens to the fate of the entire United Kingdom. This ancient decree says it all, doesn't it? The belief is simple and absolute. As long as at least 6 ravens are living at the tower, the kingdom is safe. But if they leave, it all comes crumbling down. And let me tell you, they do not mess around with this. This is official protocol. There must always be at least 6 ravens. They even keep a spare, just in case. They're literally enlisted as soldiers, and their wings are carefully trimmed by the official Raven Master. It doesn't hurt them, but it's just enough to make sure they can't fly too far and, accidentally fulfill that terrifying prophecy. And this might be my favorite fact of all. Because they are official soldiers of the kingdom, they can also be dismissed for bad behavior. Yes, a raven can literally be fired from its post for misbehaving, for things like stealing food from tourists or just being a general nuisance. It's absolutely true. So, when you put all these pieces together, the incredible treasure, the wild beasts, the royal ghosts, and this living prophecy,
you start to realize the Tower of London isn't just a historic building. It's a living, breathing legend. I mean, that's its true identity, right? It's a vault for unimaginable wealth, right next to a prison for tragic ghosts. It's a place where the memory of wild animals echoes in the same halls as a prophecy that supposedly holds the future of the nation. It's this amazing tapestry of history, myth, and power. It's a perfect symbol of how history and mystery are still alive right in the heart of a modern city. Which really only leaves one final question for you. Knowing everything you know now, would you dare to spend a night alone inside its walls?